Welcome to the deep dive. Today, well, we're heading into some darker territory. We're looking at true accounts, stories that really remind you just how thin that line between normal life and, frankly, terror can be.
Mm-hmm.
We've gathered some pretty unsettling true horror stories, ones that were shared originally on a YouTube channel. We want to dig into the fear, yes, but also the survival aspects. These aren't just stories. They're moments where everything changed for someone.
And what's really striking, I think, is how these real experiences connect to fears we all sort of have.
Hmm.
You know, they make you second guess your safety, whether it's online, just walking around your neighborhood, or even, inside your own home.
Right.
We'll get into the specifics, the little details that make these encounters just so disturbing.
Definitely. Okay, let's start with one that feels very modern, an online thing that just went completely wrong. This was back in spring 2015. A young guy in Toronto, he joins a BDSM website looking for that community, right? And he said it was pretty friendly, mostly, until he found her profile. Pictures looked amazing, classy, sipping wine. It definitely caught his eye.
Understandable.
So he messages her. She replies, almost right away. Calls him sir, which, fit the dynamic they were exploring. They message for maybe a week, maybe two.
Building rapport?
Yeah, and she tells him the story about wanting him to be her master because her last one supposedly died in a car crash. He thought it was a bit strange, but, maybe just tragic. Anyway, the kinky talk continues, and he gets really, really eager. Then, late one night, 1 a.m.
Wow.
Late, super late. She messages, invites him to her place, says it's in Hamilton, which is maybe 45 minutes from Toronto?
Roughly, yeah. Depending on traffic, but at 1 a.m.
Right. She says she's off work the next day. They can be up all night. And he's so keen, he just agrees. Gets an address, a quote, homeline number, and heads out. Plugs the address into his GPS.
Okay, so far, so impulsive, maybe?
Very. But then, 45 minutes go by, and he realizes he's past Hamilton. That's when the unease starts to creep in. The highway goes totally dark. No streetlights, just his headlights cutting through. Then the GPS tells him to take an exit, right, off the highway onto this long, dark country road.
Okay, alarm bells should be ringing now.
Oh, definitely. He's seeing, silhouettes of farmhouses, bits of forest, but huge distances between anything. Isolation.
Classic setup, unfortunately.
Then the GPS says destination on your left. And what he sees is, it's not what you'd expect. It's this small, boarded up church, just one single yellow streetlight over a dirt lot.
A boarded up church?
Yeah. He pulls in, points his headlights at it, the wood on the windows, the door. It looks old, weathered, it wasn't boarded up yesterday. His blood just runs cold.
I bet.
He locks his doors, checks his windows are up. Glad he has a full tank of gas. He thinks, okay, maybe a typo in the address. Tries calling that homeline number.
Okay.
The number you were trying to reach is no longer in service.
Oh, man. Okay, time to leave.
Exactly what he's thinking. Get out of there. But just as he's about to reverse, boom, an email pops up from her.
No way.
Yep. It says, hey, I see you're here. It's not the church. My place is the small house behind the church.
Oh, come on.
I know, right? He says every horror movie cliche is flashing through his head, but there's this tiny, tiny bit of curiosity. Just wants to see. So super cautiously, he drives up this little path beside the church.
Against his better judgment, probably.
Totally. And as he creeps up the hill, this small farmhouse appears through the trees. And instantly he's like, nope, not going in. Survival mode kicks in.
Good.
He's about to throw it in reverse, but then the upstairs balcony door opens. A figure steps out, hooded. Can't see a face, but definitely a man.
Oh, this is bad.
And even in the dark, he feels this guy looking right at him, just stands there for 30 seconds. Then the figure nods his head. That universal look behind you signal.
No.
And right then, that exact moment, he feels the handle on his driver's door being pulled, tugged hard.
Oh, my.
He whips his head around, and it's her, the woman from the photos, but hunched over, face pressed against the glass with this horrifying Joker-like smile. Definitely her, he said, but way older and just insane looking.
Jesus.
And she whispers through the glass, open the door, baby.
Chills. Actual chills.
He's just frozen, staring. Her face twists then, gets angry, malicious. She starts yanking the handle violently, screaming, "Open this door now."
Wow.
That scream snaps him out of it, slams the gas, car's still in reverse. He actually drags her for a second before she lets go. Then he just floors it down that dark road, doing like triple the speed limit, terrified they'd chase him.
Smart move. Get out. Don't look back.
He calls a friend, someone he met on the same site who lives in Hamilton. She tells him to come over immediately. He gets there, spills the whole story, and she tells him she'd read something in the local paper about an older couple luring men out to their farm.
Oh, wow. So it was a known thing.
Apparently.
Yeah.
But he stopped her right there, said he didn't want to know anymore, couldn't handle it.
I don't blame him. That is deeply disturbing. It really shows how that initial excitement, that sunk cost of already having driven out there can override your instincts until it almost can't anymore.
Yeah, that slow burn from eagerness to just sheer terror is wow. And her voice, the whisper, then the scream, pure psychological manipulation.
Absolutely. It's designed to paralyze you. And the isolation, the late hour, the fake number, it's all part of the trap. It exploits vulnerability.
It really does. Okay, let's shift gears a bit from, the dangers of the digital world to something more primal, a childhood memory. This one comes from Norway, 1991.
Okay.
Quiet village in the countryside. We have an 8-year-old narrator and his 2 older brothers, 10 and 12, their secret spot. An abandoned property everyone called the haunted house.
The forbidden playground. Every kid has one.
Exactly. It used to belong to the guy who started the local brick factory. It just left, like someone walked out and never came back. Furniture still inside, apparently. Their parents absolutely forbade them from going near it. Too dangerous, they said. But, kids. They made the overgrown garden their own. Dried up pond, old well, rotting fruit trees. Their adventure zone.
Sounds idyllic in a spooky kind of way.
Until one day, it was damp, rainy November day, the day before the youngest 8th birthday, actually. Their mom kicks them out of the house because they're being rowdy, so they head to the abandoned place.
Oh, boy.
They decide to finally check out this old cellar. It had this hatch sort of lying almost flat on the ground, led down into this stone-walled dirt floor space, for storing potatoes and stuff. Empty now.
Great. Root cellar.
Yeah. All 3 of them climb down, their big plan, write their names inside, claim it.
Typical kids, marking territory.
But then the hatch above them slams shut, plunges them into total darkness.
Oh, no.
They start screaming. The oldest brother manages to push the hatch open a crack, and he sees a man's hand holding an axe.
An AXE. Oh, my God.
And the man yells, "Come on out, you trespassing little brats." The oldest yells back, "Hell no!" and slams the hatch shut again from the inside.
Good instinct.
They hear the man drop the axe, but then he picks up a hammer, and they hear him starting to nail the hatch shut.
He's trapping them.
Nailing them in. The youngest just throws himself at the hatch, desperate, pushes it open a tiny bit again, and the man reaches for the axe again, laughing. Drunk, apparently, slurring, "Come on out, it's the better choice, really."
This is horrifying. Absolute nightmare fuel for a kid or anyone.
The middle brother starts pleading, "We'll leave, we'll never come back." But the guy isn't listening. It's raining harder now, seems to annoy him. He keeps hammering, cursing. And then he says something truly chilling.
What?
He says, "I might come back and let you out one day, or I might just butcher all 3 of you."
My God.
Then silence. Just the rain, the hammering stops. They're trapped in the cold, damp dark. Terrified. After what felt like forever, the oldest says, "Okay, let's count to 100, then we try to get out."
Trying to keep calm somehow.
They count. Then they feel around. The hatch is definitely nailed tight, but the cellar is old, neglected. They feel the stone walls, find a loose stone, and the wood of the hatch itself, it's old, softened by years of rain.
Okay, maybe a chance.
Panic, adrenaline.
Yeah.
They start working on it, pushing, pulling. They manage to break the lower half of the hatch open, just a section of it.
Wow.
The youngest, being the smallest, gets pushed out first. He looks around. The man is gone.
Thank God.
But his brothers are too big to fit through the broken part. He has to find the hammer the man dropped. He does. And just terrified, the guy will come back any second. He starts smashing the rest of the hatch to pieces.
Kid's a hero. Facing that fear.
Gets his brothers out. They bolt across the garden, run all the way home. Their mom just fusses about how muddy they are. They never told her what really happened.
I can understand why.
They never went back, never even looked towards that property again. And they still have no idea who that man was, where he came from, why he did it. Just random, terrifying malice. That taps into such a primal fear, doesn't it? Childhood innocence shattered. A safe space violated by this completely unknown, unpredictable threat.
Yeah, and the fact they escape through their own, panicked ingenuity.
It's incredible. That's something we see sometimes. Extreme stress unlocking resourcefulness you didn't know you had. Rational mind gets bypassed, and survival instinct takes over.
Makes sense. Okay, our next story. This one involves a brush with true infamy. A really close call with one of history's most notorious serial killers.
Oh.
This happened back in the late 70s.
Yeah.
The father of the person telling the story, his truck broke down. Cold night, about an hour away from home. Starts walking, hitchhiking.
Whiskey, even back then.
Definitely. Gets picked up pretty quickly by a middle-aged guy in a brown sedan.
Okay.
Gets in, thanks a driver. Silence. The dad tries to make small talk, asks where he's headed. Nothing. The driver just locks the doors. Then the driver puts his hand on the dad's upper thigh and squeezes.
Okay, red alert. Now, the dad was young, maybe 24, 25, but he was a construction worker, barrel-chested, stocky guy, not someone you'd easily intimidate.
Right.
He stays calm, apparently, just says, I'm not into that, I just need a ride. Driver doesn't move his hand. 10 seconds of silence. Dad says firmly, let me out of the car. Still nothing. No eye contact even.
Tense. Very tense.
So the dad grabs the guy's hand, peels it off his leg, and then he leans in fierce and says, let me out of this car, motherfucker. I will kick your fucking ass. Let me out now. He was ready to fight.
Whoa. Direct confrontation.
And it worked. Without a word, still not looking at him, the driver pulls over, unlocks the doors, dad jumps out, the car peels away.
Just like that.
Just like that. End of story. Right. Until years later, he's dating the woman who would become his wife. They're watching the news. And the coverage is all about the arrest of John Wayne Gacy.
No. Don't tell me.
The dad goes white as a sheet, jumps up from his chair, shaking, screaming, pointing at the TV. That's him. That's the guy. That's the guy who picked me up.
Oh my God. He recognized Gacy.
Instantly. His future wife believed him immediately. Said he wasn't the type to lie or pull pranks. The storyteller looked into it, later read books on Gacy. The timeline fit. The location, Gacy's known hunting grounds, the brown sedan, Gacy picking up countless hitchhikers, sometimes letting them go, sometimes not.
It all lines up.
Yeah.
Chillingly.
The theory is Gacy maybe thought he looked younger, maybe tested the waters with the hand thing, but the dad's reaction, immediate, aggressive, not scared, made Gacy realize he wasn't an easy target. Maybe not worth the risk or the fight.
That immediate boundary setting, that refusal to be intimidated, might literally have saved his life.
Right.
Gacy often preyed on vulnerability, on people he thought he could control.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
And get this, years later, the dad's telling this story at some event. A woman at the same table turns pale, mouth open, and says her uncle had an almost identical encounter with Gacy. Picked up hitchhiking, the hand on the leg, the threat being let go.
Wow. How many near misses were there? How many people drove away from an encounter like that, never knowing they'd just met? Pure evil, and somehow walked away.
It's terrifying to think about. That single moment of deciding to fight back instead of freezing, it changed everything. Sheer luck, maybe, but also that decisive action.
It underscores the importance of trusting your gut and asserting yourself even in terrifying situations. That split-second decision can be the difference.
Absolutely. Okay, one last story for today. This brings us back to the digital age and the dark side of online dating.
Right.
This person, they'd been single about 8 months, decided to try Plenty of Fish, the dating site.
Familiar with it.
After about a month, they connect with this girl. Seems really attractive. They chat for a few weeks. Things seem to be going well. Decide to swap usernames for Kik, the messaging app.
Okay, moving off the platform. Common step.
But this is where it goes sideways, fast. 4 messages in on Kik, she admits her profile pictures were fake, sends new ones, says, this is me, I swear I'm not fake, I promise.
Well, points for honesty. Sort of.
But the new pictures also seemed too good to be true. This person was a fan of that show Catfish, so they did a reverse image search. Bingo, fake again. Photos lifted from somewhere else.
Okay, so a classic catfish situation.
Yep. They confront her again. And she does it again, sends more fake pictures. At this point, the person is just done. Tells her, never talk to me again.
Understandable. Cut ties.
But she flips out, gets incredibly angry, starts calling them names, making really vulgar offers, saying she's a stripper, and they missed out. Just abusive stuff.
Wow. Extreme reaction to being called out.
It gets worse. Suddenly, they start getting flooded with messages on both Plenty of Fish and Ket from new accounts, all claiming to be her friends, her coworkers.
Oh, the fake army routine.
Totally. But they all type the exact same way. Clearly, all her and these friends start making threats. I know where you live. Her dad will beat the shit out of you.
Okay, this is escalating into serious harassment, stalking territory.
Then comes the message that just chills them to the bone. I know you live in Pine Ridge. That's my neighborhood. Pine Ridge was their actual neighbor.
Oh, that's terrifying. She knows the general area.
They're getting bombarded.
Yeah.
Like 30 kick messages a day. They stop replying completely, try to cut off all contact, make Instagram private, delete Facebook, delete their Plenty of Fish profile, even make a whole new kick account.
Trying to disappear digitally.
About 5 days go by, silence. They think maybe it's over. Then a message arrives on their new kick account. The username is Killer2 coming for you.
Oh, God.
It's a picture message. They open it, and it's a photo of their own house taken from across the street. You can clearly see their room window, light on inside.
No, that's crossing a huge line. Physical surveillance.
They immediately call the police, explain everything, show the picture, the threats, and the police basically say there's nothing they can do. Because she hasn't physically harmed them yet, they didn't take it very seriously, apparently.
That is incredibly frustrating and scary. The feeling of being watched, targeted, and having no recourse.
Exactly. Ever since then, they've been sleeping with a knife under their pillow. The messages haven't stopped. Sometimes it's swearing, threats. Other times it's bizarrely flipped. She's professing her love, claiming she's pregnant with their baby, wants to raise a family, sending easily faked they keep making new kick accounts. She keeps finding them. Just living in constant fear.
That story is just awful. And it perfectly highlights how technology can amplify vulnerability.
Yeah.
That feeling of exposure, knowing someone knows where you live, has been outside your house, while authorities feel powerless. It begs the question, what constitutes harm anymore? When does digital stalking cross the line into something actionable?
It's a terrifying gray area, isn't it? The psychological torment is immense, even before anything physical happens.
It really is. And the advice in these situations often feels inadequate. Document everything, screenshots, timestamps, tell trusted people. But when the system can't or won't intervene until something worse happens, it leaves victims feeling incredibly isolated and helpless.
So reflecting on all these, wow, from that creepy country road meetup, the cellar ordeal, the Gacy encounter, to this relentless online stalking, danger really can just appear anywhere, anytime. Online, in childhood haunts, even just trying to get a ride home.
It shatters that illusion of safety we carry around.
Each story just leaves you feeling uneasy. It's a stark reminder, isn't it? How fragile security really is.
I think the common thread, if we step back, is that real horror isn't usually monsters or ghosts. It's human actions, malice, obsession, or sometimes just random, terrible luck. And often, survival hinges on intuition, on that gut feeling or a split-second decision.
So what's the takeaway for all of us listening? Maybe just trust your gut. Be aware. Don't dismiss those little red flags.
I think so. Vigilance, even when things seem okay. And understanding that, the scariest stories, they're often the true ones. It encourages critical thinking, doesn't it? About who you interact with, where you go, the information you share. It really does. Well, if these stories resonated with you, if they gave you chills or made you think, we'd appreciate it if you'd like this deep dive. Maybe share it with someone else who appreciates these kinds of accounts.
And definitely subscribe to the channel, Horror Docx, if you haven't already. We delve into these kinds of chilling stories regularly.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on this unsettling journey.
Stay safe out there.
Yeah, stay safe.